Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the Dear Love Podcast. You can catch us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Listen Notes, Google Music, Podbean, all that good stuff. You already know how this go. Let's get right into it. By a show of hands, I know I'm not the only one. So, in my family, we had a debate. What's better, cold food or hot food? So, by a show of hands, to you, which one is better? I always went with cold food. Not for everything, but if we had to like do a survey on who would you prefer, I would say cold food. And I don't want to sound like a nerd or anything, but I remember sitting with my dad and his friend. They were talking about like I guess the I don't want to say it was radiation. I don't know what it was, but the different things that come from when you warm up food in the microwave and things like that. So I always just thought like cold food was like the best. I mean, you get it, you don't gotta wait on nothing. You could just eat it right away. Cause my thing was eating like cold pizza, and I think that's the most like common cold thing to eat is pizza. Then you get into your advanced stages. See, it's levels to this because you can't like pretend that you like cold food and try to be a part of the gang. You know what I'm saying? I really don't mind eating cold food. Some things taste better cold. Like I think pizza, was it Papa John's we used to get? I think it was Papa John's. It just always tasted better cold. Or like obviously when you first get it, it's good. But like if you get past that stage of like eating it right away, yeah. When it came to that sitting it in the refrigerator and you got to worry about warming it up, not me. I rather eat it cold because I just felt like that was better. It was more natural. Is that the right word to use? Then you get to your advanced stages. To me, that's like the beginning level. Then you get to your eating chili and eating spaghetti cold. You got to be a OG at this cold thing to really eat cold food like that. But I was into the cold stuff, man. I just really think that's the best way to go. Because if you get into that whole warming it up, now when you warm it up, it's half cold, half hot. I know y'all think I'm going on a rant, but I'm just being honest. Like this is the debates that we have. What's the better food to eat? Because again, I grew up doing that, eating like cold food, and I got it from my cousin because he didn't used to warm nothing up. So I said, man, what I'm gonna warm it up for? Let me just try eating it like this, and I was hooked. Another debate we had was if you're not poor, should you still do poor things? And I'm not gonna say it's a poor thing that I'm about to say, but it was like we were kind of torn in between the two. Like, do you still eat like bread and cinnamon and syrup and shit like that? Ooh, I didn't mean to say that word. Stuff like that. I try to keep it as PG as possible. But, the cinnamon and the syrup with the bread, to me, that sounded disgusting at first until I tried it and I was amazed. So I'm like, man, who would think that something like this would taste good? Another thing my cousin would do. Everybody in their life have eaten, the ramen noodles or ramen noodles, however you want to say it. Now, how many people have mixed the packs? It come in chicken, and then you open the Oriental one and just leave it and don't even, put no pack back in there. You take the Oriental one. So now when you go to get that one, it ain't in there. But you ever like mix the packs together? Now that's something you got to warm up, obviously. But it was just like weird debates. Like, okay, do you like your ramen noodles in the microwave or cooked over the stove? What's better eating, poor eating or rich eating? And what I mean by the poor thing, like I said, the whole little syrup sandwiches with the cinnamon and all that. Like, who would even think of that? Like, would you rather have that or would you rather have like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Until I tasted it, I would choose peanut butter. But now I like the syrup shit. There I go with that word again. I guess this week I'm just never going to learn. Dear Love, episode 65. Want to hear something weird? What would you do if you found out your dad was a superhero, or your dad was like Shaft. Can you imagine your dad being Shaft or something? I wonder how that would be. You know, I watch too much TV, obviously, but I just wonder how that would be if you grew up in a house where your parents were superheroes and then you didn't get the powers. So then you're sitting there all boo-hooing and crying. It's just a few things that go through my brain sometimes when I'm just like sitting around and thinking. I guess that's the beauty of like watching movies and television and stuff like that. Everybody has an imagination, but them shows definitely help you open up a little bit. I can just imagine if I was a superhero and I would look at my son, I'd be like trying to sneak and like not let him see the cape or not let him see the tights. You know, all superheroes wear tights and stuff like that, like wrestlers or something. I would want to be like a different type of superhero. And I'm still debating in my brain if I would want like everybody to know that I was a superhero. Cause it's kind of like if everybody know that you the rich guy on your street, and they kind of gonna ask you for everything without trying to get it themselves. So I'm still debating on that part. But then I was debating like, okay, would I want to swing or like Spider-Man, or would I want to fly, or would I want to be like a Batman type of superhero? Just kind of human, but I can easily like fight if I need to type stuff. I can kind of like dodge bullets. Again, just stuff that go through my mind, man, especially when we had these little debates and things. Another debate we had is, okay, well, in my mind, I thought some great movies came out this weekend. You know, the Men in Black movie that I still haven't seen. And I know it kind of got like bad reviews. I still want to see it though. I like all the Men in Black. 2 was, but I think without Will Smith, that kind of put a damper on it. But I definitely want to see that. The Shaft movie, of course. I was never really a big Shaft fan, but it's like a classic. So it's one of the movies where you don't want to be left out. So it's like, oh, okay. Well, my grandmother's 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 grandfather used to watch Shaft. So I guess I could just, do my ancestry some good and go watch this Shaft movie. And what was the other movie? Then the X-Men movie came out that I didn't hear great reviews about, which is weird because I feel like it hasn't really been a great X-Men movie in like years. But that's going off into a tangent. Like I said, we usually go back and forth about debating on what to go see and who's going to make it to see these certain movies. 'Cause I feel like if I'm going to the movies, it's kind of like buying a CD. Well, not a CD, but, buying something or streaming it on iTunes or Spotify or something. Like if I don't like the situation, then I'm really not going to put no effort towards it. So I got to really be into the movie. I got to really be into whatever show it is or whatever music that it is. I have to really, in my heart, rock with it. So really, when we had these little debates, it really don't be a debate to me because in my mind, it already be made up. Like we'd say, what's better between Monopoly and Life? Now I know Monopoly is a great game, but I always chose Life because I think Life is more real. I don't want to sound corny, but it just seemed more real. Because like you pick the teacher, you could pick the different things, and you got to make it all the way to the end. I like a game that like has an end to it. Monopoly, you're sitting there till tomorrow, and everybody's stealing from the bank. So I really don't have time to be playing Monopoly all like that. But we always debated what was the best games to play, but we always ended up playing Monopoly. But still, I think Life would have won that category. Then it was always, what's better, baked chicken or fried chicken? Now listen, I myself, I love fried chicken. The only chicken, the chicken that I might like least love is boiled chicken. You said why? Why is it that I don't really care for boiled chicken? Well, listen to it. It's boiled, okay? I don't even like boiled eggs. So if we eating something that's boiled, I just feel like it's not done. I don't know why. I know it's weird and all of that stuff, but I mean, this is how I imagine, and I could be wrong or I could be right. I don't know because I don't even watch nobody make boiled chicken. But I just imagine you like not doing nothing to the chicken, sitting it in there and letting it boil, and then when it's done, you eat it. That's how I see boiled chicken. Terrible, right? I know. Just stop eating it. It's okay. Join the gang. It's okay. Listen, you're not alone in this war, okay? In the chicken war, you are not alone. But baked chicken is my second favorite, I should say. Baked chicken cool, when you season it right and all that good stuff, but nothing does your body justice like fried chicken. And it got to be good fried chicken, okay? It can't just be tossed in the grease, and it got to be that good cooking with 3 O's. Like, you got to season it up, you know what I'm saying? Flour, all of that, bang, bang, boom, you know what I'm saying? When you toss it in there, if you don't hear that, you're doing it wrong. If grease ain't all over the stove and the ceiling and the walls, I don't want it, all right? I need that real chicken. That's when I know it's good. Of course, the family always goes with baked chicken. And again, I'm not against it, but I just feel like you need two totally different sides when you eating baked chicken or fried chicken. Like, some people eat fried chicken and fries, or like fried chicken and I guess you could say like mashed potatoes or something. But to me, with baked chicken, you're supposed to have like greens and macaroni and cheese. I know that sounds weird, but that's just how I imagine like the difference between baked and fried chicken. It's two totally different like types of ways of going about it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. And then I was always one for names. Like fried chicken is cool, but like people eat like fried goat or stuff like. I guess it's just because what it is, man. Because a lot of people look at chicken like it's nasty, but like when you get to saying goat and liver and possum and skunk and rabbit and yeah, I'm okay. I just like the chicken and the fish. But you got all types of different fish too, so you gotta know what fish that you like. But it's nothing like that chicken. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go get me some chicken right now. Let's go and get this over with. Dear love, T. Shaw, I'm out of here.